How can we reclaim our attention? This is the first step in the leadership development, especially in the present time when everybody is distracted and we are all part of it. And it's designed to distract us for who knows what purposes. But we have to see what can we do as a leader to keep our attention and focus intact, because there's a price to pay when we lose our attention. So most of us found ourselves that we are not present, we are distracted. We're with people, but we're not with them because mentally we're somewhere else. Or we're stuck in the conversation in the head or the text message or the thing which you heard on the social media. And the price is basically lack of creativity, lack of insights, lack of understanding about yourself. You will not be able to come out of the automatic mode, or you continue to live in the false self, and you'll not become a good leader. So you have to understand how can we reclaim our attention. Deep work is a philosophy done by Cal Newport, and he's a professor at Georgetown. So he mentioned a lot about how we can keep our attention and focus intact. He talks about deep work means that whenever you're doing a cognitive task or something important, which is require your full focus and attention, he said you need basically to schedule a session of deep work, develop a lifestyle of deep work. And he says that you have to see how you can live a life of deep work. So he basically, he said, when I started to doing and living a life of deep work, and he was more productive. He was able to create more papers. He was able to write books and maintain other things, triple, fourth time than the other people, because there's so much time we waste, we don't realize when we are distracted by social media. And so the way he said, he does it, there are different kinds of deep work. I would recommend people to read the books. And by the way, my friend Omar, he's a media guy. He's amazing. He's helping me doing all those programs together. I want to thank him and recognize him. So later at the end, inshallah, we'll send an email with all the books and the links I discuss for all of us to review. And these slides we'll share as well. So he said that we will be able to not do it well initially. He said, try your best, disconnect everything if you're doing the meaningful cognitive task. And maybe an hour or 2 hours, schedule a session like as an appointment for you, so you don't really miss that. And then you see the reward, you see the action and the work which you are able to do when you are into that habit. And I also want to send another philosophy called deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is a little different than deep work, because here, wherever we are at our strength in our profession, and we want to continuously improve. And I think Andre Erickson is a professor of psychology. He mentioned about how that deliberate practice means continuously honing your skill and improving your skill, and you get better at it. And he said that you basically continuously doing an activity and have somebody coach you and see where if you're improving or not. The activity has to be purposeful. And like we can give an example of a walk or exercise. So before we start an exercise program, we have to have a goal. Let's say what we want to achieve out of that. We can just leisurely walk and come back and may not get everything. And he said, like, if we want to walk and exercise and to lose weight, or see, you have to have a target. And say, if I want to walk fast, if I want to run or jog for a certain time, what will be my heart rate and how quickly I can go? Did I sweat, or, how many steps I got, and how much time did I spend? And so you have to have a orientation towards your task. And this we can apply all in our professional skills and where we are at. If we are just being in our profession and spend time, and we think that our experience is enough, but sometimes experiences can be a plateau for people and they don't really progress unless they continuously improve their skills and they have a purposeful activity. And there's another concept of flow. I don't know if anybody heard this. Flow is about basically when you are so embraced and involved in your activity that you forget where you are, your environment, and and the flow state is also very satisfying for people. So these are all attention strategies and 3 ways of doing deep work, deliberate practice, and being in the state of flow. And we see like how we can to re-engage ourselves in the mode of attention. And in the deep work, he said, we are connected with the technology. We have to be engaged, but he said, have a little bit of a strategy for that. He said, if you keep on going all day long, looking at your messages, responding to your emails, and you'll be very distracted throughout, and you won't be able to do any creative tasks. And so if possible, set a time for the internet browsing or checking your emails, responding to your messages. And then the other time, you basically are free and you're not involved all the time with those things. So the second step is, first step we talked about A for reclaiming your attention. The second part is basically belief. Some of the belief system we have about ourselves sometimes can be disempowering for you. And as a leader, we have to see what kind of belief system I have about myself. Sometimes people think, oh, it's too much for me. I'm not worthy of doing these things. I'm not able. I'm not capable. I'm not, confident enough or smart enough. We give all these reasons for us to believe, and this is also a way people just stay behind in the leadership journey. So you have to revisit your belief and see what can you do, and how can you improve in your beliefs, and then basically say revisiting your belief. We are basically rewiring our subconsciousness with the new belief system. As I was talking earlier, how we maintain our like success and maintain our habits by taking actions or going, make sure we don't procrastinate, that we basically, same thing, your beliefs will be changing, and you're rewiring your brain, and rewiring your subconsciousness, and rewiring your subconscious state about certain beliefs, and your belief will change slowly. And some of the other ways of changing in beliefs of your thinking, and a lot of people probably heard about secret movie, Law of Attraction, and they talk about how law of attraction and also imagination and affirmation also work to reprogram your belief system. What do I mean by affirmation and imagination? It's like the brain just recognize your imagination and activity is the same thing as you've already done it. So some people just imagine their goal, imagine how and what they want to do and want to achieve, and then it just keeps the awareness in with you throughout, so you will be able to reconstitute your belief system. So that was the B for belief, and the C is for commitment. So the commitment is also very important. As I said, that that we are up against a lot of things which we need to improve ourselves. So we have to, in order for us to stay committed, we have to, as I said, make a decision from no to yes, and have a commitment of a journey towards learning, towards potential, and towards seeking the best version about ourselves. Because we all have shortcomings. We want to improve our habits or mindset. If we have a fixed mindset, we don't have a control over our environment sometimes, but we have control how we think and how we feel and how we act. So and everything needs time, everything needs commitment, everything needs discipline. You have to have a disciplined approach to undergo this journey. And then, of course, we have responsibilities. We need to see where we stand. So we have a plethora of things we need to work on, but we have to have a disciplined approach, how we conquer those fears, how we conquer our shortcomings, and slowly try to progress on those things. And So I come up with a model, and I spoke with my daughter. I don't know if she's still on. That is called, like, she agreed to me with that. Said, okay, have a non-negotiable task for the day. Is And whatever task you want to do, the minimum one task. Like you say, okay, my task is to like, I'm having trouble exercising, but my goal is for tomorrow is just go out and 20-minute walk, just the least amount of thing, which is not very threatening and hard for brain to undergo, but you have to do it. Write on your phone, make a plan beforehand, or one or two or other thing you want to do. Keep it minimum, because sometimes people have a lot of to do things, but they may be able to do it initially, but eventually they're not able to follow through this. So have one or two non-negotiable tasks. No matter what happens, you want to do that, and try to do that as soon as possible, or schedule a time whenever you're free for the day. And then same thing, you can do it for the non-negotiable tasks for the week. For the Sunday or the weekend, you want to do this one thing, clean up your office or whatever task you have, spending time with your family. So anything which you want to have, you have to have a disciplined approach. This is how you will be able to stay, and that commitment will basically will give you confidence. That commitment will give you in a much positive manner. And the thing is, so this is the ABC of the leadership I want to talk in the session. And now I want you to remember, I started with the with the red circle, red zone, which is the stress zone. Now we're in the potential zone. Basically, we're in the zone where we are trying to pay attention to our potential. We're trying to pay attention to our, that discovering ourselves, and see how we can be the best, how can we improve. We have issues and trouble with attention, how we can improve our attention and focus. And we know unless we have focus and attention, we will not be able to do very much of a creative work or cognitive work or meaningful work. In order to do that, we have to set time. We have to revisit our belief system and see what can we do to change those systems. So I'm just reviewing it so everybody will understand where we stand and what we've learned so far. And then we'll have a disciplined approach for commitment. And I want to share quickly some of these slides just to go over this. So this is revisiting our beliefs, some of the things which I mentioned earlier, revisiting your subconscious beliefs, reprogramming your belief, law of attraction, affirmation, and imagination I discussed. And then renew your attention, and the disciplined approach to have two non-negotiable tasks, or whatever you think is possible, and however you want to do it. So this is the end of my short discussion about this subject.